management, or advertisers of this station.
I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
All right, people, write something on the board. Let's spell it. First letter.
L O G.
What's that? What?
It's time. It's time to have real, honest, open, difficult, and inspiring conversations. It's time for Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello. Hey there, family. Hello. Welcome to yet another edition of Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. Thank you for joining us. I am your host, Carol Riddick, and today is Wednesday, May 17th. Do you believe it? Do you believe it? I am joined by the incomparable Miss Kayla J, who, as you all know, always makes sure that everything runs smoothly for us. I just want you to know that I have missed you. I miss being in this space here with you when I'm unable to do so. So I missed you, and I'm glad to be here with you today. So for all of the mothers that I missed saying happy Mother's Day to, happy belated Mother's Day to you all, to all of the mothers, the other mothers, the bonus mothers, and all of that good stuff. I want to know what you did. How did you celebrate? Or if if you did it quietly, I want to know that too. Talk to me. You know what I like to do before we get started. At the top of the show, I always like to check in with everybody. I like to do a roll call. Y'all know it. I want to know how you're feeling and what you're doing. So to all of our family members who are joining us on our socials, send us a hello. Let us know that you're out there and that you're ready to join the discussion with me. You want to talk to me too. To our family members who are listening but are not watching, we know that you're there. You know that I feel the love. You know that I do. And it is so greatly appreciated. And you know I'm sending love right back to you. You know that, right? You know that. Lastly, but certainly not least, to all of our family members whose light is shining just a little dimly today, just a little bit. I am sending you some extra love and some extra hugs. On that note, I just want to say to Danielle, I'm sending you some extra love. She's going to say, I don't need it, but guess what? You got it. To Miss Kayla J, I would be remiss, terribly remiss, if I did not say congratulations to you. See, I'm saying this publicly because we have not spoken, but I'm going to say it to her too, offline. Congratulations. We're amongst royalty here at WURD.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. I was screaming. I was like, go, Miss Kayla. So congratulations. To our family members, I tell you this because I believe that we should all be celebrated. We should all be spoiled. If I had my way, we would all be spoiled. But we should all be celebrated at the very least. So if today is your birthday, happy birthday. And if I missed your birthday, then please charge that to my head and not to my heart. Happy birthday to you too. Some of our family members are on our socials joining us. Hi there, Gary. Gary Bryant writes, good evening, Carol Riddick and WURD family. Nasir, hey there. Nasir writes, good evening, Sister Carol and guest, peace and blessings. And Craig Williams writes, good evening, everyone. I love the love, love, love. So, we try to do something different here at Love and Life. We try to bring you something different all the time. And tonight we thought we would do just that. Keep it going, keep it going. I don't know if you'll remember when we had Dr. Gooden on as a guest, and she was talking about an establishment that carries her book. And I said, oh my goodness, I was just in there. I had been in there a few times. Well, quite honestly, it was because we were in talks to have them come on the show. But tonight, I thought that we should have a conversation about this establishment because it's such it's just so rich in culture. And I just love the place. In any event, the name of the establishment, now I'm going to ask for proper pronunciation because I'm not sure if it's Black and Noble or Black and Nobel because it's spelled Nobel, but we're going to ask. But in any event, the establishment, Black and Nobel, is a cultural center, for those who are unaware, that ships books to prisons and provides a variety of products that we're going to get into when our guest pops on. But they currently have a store located in South Philadelphia at 422 South Street. Black and Nobel is also a Black-owned and operated business, okay? And our guest tonight is a part of the second generation of ownership for Black and Noble. Black and Nobel, Black and Noble. But we're going to find out about that pronunciation. So, family, I invite you to meet Sage of Black and Noble.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
How are you? How are you doing?
I just want to point out for the fact that that was one of the smoothest transitions I seen from oh yeah, hey, introduction to talking to folks. So that was actually really dope. Thank you, Carol, for having us here on the show. It's an honor and delight, and it's Black and Nobel.
See,
Nobel.
yes, well, it is spelled Nobel, but I've heard it pronounced both ways. So I said, let me ask, let's get it from the source. Black and Nobel.
Yes, indeed.
I love that. I love that. We are so happy to have you here with us tonight.
Well, I'm happy to be here.
So I was talking with our family members about the store when I had come in. Well, because I've been in there about 3 times in the past 2 weeks. I was talking with our family members about the store, and I wanted to make sure they knew more than, the information that I could provide. So first, can you tell us a little about you? Tell us about you.
Oh, okay. Well, hi. James, also otherwise known as Internet Sage. I actually prefer to talk more about the story than my own personal pursuits. Yes, I'm actually doing a live radio interview now.
Well,
live radio, John. I'm sorry. With Love and Light.
Problem.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
no
so
problem.
we're super live right now in the
yes,
sense that
we
we're
are
right in the store as well. So as far as at least my humble introduction to what it is that I'm here doing, like mentioned, second generation, meaning that outside of, let's say, I just I just drive, or I just stare into the wall when I'm here. I try to take care of a bit of everything, whether that be the shipping, whatever positive get a chance to do, I try to take care of. And we just all blended together.
So, well, thank you for that. Let me say that. Thank you for that. So you heard me in the introduction state that Black and Nobel ships books to prisons and provides a variety of products. Can you talk with us about the relationship or partnership and how it came to be where you all ship books to prisons? I think that's awesome.
Well, at least speaking for that is a special privilege that bookstores have, as at least from what I've had explained to me, that when it comes to shipping into facilities, they don't allow for people to directly ship in just by way of the checking process and having to basically screen everything. So they tend to basically check everything.
So they form partnerships with bookstores, is what you're saying.
Yep. So basically, like through bookstores or providers, like such as like publishers, direct publishers,
Mm-hmm.
those are the ones that get to ship directly into. I guess because of you don't have to security check as much. Um, and even the rules to ship in are very specific. Like when we ship to prisons from here, basically we can only ship stuff that is like from the store, as we can verify it. There's no writing, there's no anything in the seams or anything like that. It looks brand new because they're actually very specific in flagging anything that if it looks off, it's just going to come back.
Ah.
And it is a very interesting service to be able to provide because we get to talk to a wide range of the community, and it's honestly it's more of a humbling experience because it's one thing to have the privilege of, like, let's say, ordering whatever you want, doing whatever you want, but then when you get placed under these specific rules of, oh, you can't ship this, you can't do that, like, you kind of get to learn more about, like, oh, okay, the conditions of inside are not just way different, but just like you got to be very mindful
Mm-hmm.
of what's
Mm-hmm.
going on. Even we have to be mindful of what kind of material we send at times. We got to make sure that it goes to the right facilities and everything. Happily, we can ship to just about anywhere except for upstate SCIs.
Mm, mm. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that explanation. I was curious when I read that in the information and in reading about the establishment. I was curious to know more about that and how that came to be, how you were able to do such a thing. Um, but I, of course, think it's a wonderful thing. I was in there, and you guys, just the variety of books that you have, I think is amazing. How do you choose what you'll have in the store?
Well, a good news is most of the books that we carry, we've been carrying at least for a certain amount of time, or like at least for years now.
Mm-hmm.
We've had like 12 Universal Law of Success. I'm about to grab your bag right now. We have like a 12 Universal Law of Success. Think and Grow Rich is some of our store favorites,
Mm-hmm.
as well as we do have, like, let's say, the Hannibal Barker book. We have matter of fact, actually, I forgot y'all can kind of see me. So, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we got like
Mm-hmm.
Signs and Symbols, Primordial Man. We got the Middle Knits here. We got By Any Greens Necessary, just to name a few. So it's curated based on anything that helps, as much of stuff as much information as helpful as possible. That's
Mm-hmm.
kind of our main criteria. Or it'll be like something like a fiction book that'll just take your mind off of everything that's real for a second. And by the way, thank y'all so much for coming in
So
and staying with me and
when
everything.
talking about being helpful, and I want to make this point too.
Pops back.
When I go into the store and I'm looking through all of the products, looking through the books that are on the shelves,
Oh yeah.
what Sage is referring when he's talking about being helpful. I've seen a lot of books that share information about our history. I've seen books share information about our diet or make suggestions about our health and diet and things of that nature. So that's one of the things that really, really draws me back. That draws me in there because there's so much information that you guys have, and that's not just it. That's just one of the things that you all, one of the products, I should say, that you carry. I know too that they at the store there are so many things. When I tell you there are books, there are skincare products, there are hair care products, soaps, natural oils, lotions, detox solutions, which I need to get, herbal teas, and sea moss. That's one of the biggest questions that I have about the sea moss that you all carry. I know that you carry different types of sea moss there. Can you talk with us about some of your products that you carry, particularly for this question, sea moss? Can you talk with us a little bit about sea moss?
Well, not only do we have the lovely sea moss and bladderwrack living bitters and a wonderful range of different herbal tonics as well as gummies and stuff. Most people are familiar with us for the sea moss gels and or smoothies, which my explanation of that specifically is it helps with digestion. It helps with immune system boosting. It helps with brain function. It helped me personally from a traumatic brain injury. Helped me recover not only memory but like cognitive function. And I didn't even take it for that. Like I was taking it to be super healthy veggie bowl at one point, and it ended up literally saving my life. It actually helps heals from cuts and scars when I put it on my hand and everything.
So, no, please. I'm sorry to have interjected.
Oh no, you didn't interrupt. I just have a thing where I'm always looking at people's faces. I'm like, oh wait, did I say too much?
No,
No, but
no, but
yeah,
I was about to ask more about your story and about, well, particularly what happened, but if you care to share, but how you came to um, CMOS. You're recovering from a brain injury, and you went to CMOS to be just to be healthy overall.
yeah. Well, if I expanded out the if I expanded a little bit, basically when I was 12, I was in a bouncy house of all places, and I got kicked in my head. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those genres where you see a little bit. Oh, sorry, trigger warning, by the way, y'all. Trigger warning and no strong language. I was told. Yep. So kicked in my head, a little bit of fuzzy. Ooh, what's going on? Stars a little. And then nothing really came of it as far as like what I thought was like an issue. So that's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Skip on ahead through high school years. That was what it was. Went to CCP for one semester, and I transferred to Hard Knock University right here on South Street. And so I started taking the CMOS actually when we had a store up at Roosevelt.
Okay.
So up at Roosevelt Mall, up in the Cotman Mall, in the Cotman Ave area of Philadelphia, which is northeast.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, how you doing? I'm also
So
still going
those
to.
locations are no longer open, or are they?
Not at the moment. Our main location is 422 South Street
Mm-hmm.
at 19147 here in Philadelphia, PA. As I would like to say from a song from the state of Philly, that ain't PA. But this is our main location as well. But yeah, when I was up there for about almost a few months before the panoramic started and everything like that, that's where everything got started. And give me one second.
Sure. So, family, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you have just joined us, you're tuned in to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online. We are talking with none other than Sage of Black and Nobel, which is located in South Philly on South Street, to be exact. And we're talking about the store, the history, the products, everything that you can find in Black and Nobel. Sage is actually a part of the second generation of ownership of Black and Nobel. And I thought it was I thought it would be important to share because, as if you've just joined us, what you missed in the conversation was that Sage was sharing that they have some of the books in there are for education purposes, whether it be with regard to our history or our culture. They're educational as far as diet is concerned, just different pieces of literature that I thought you too might find of interest. Because when I go in there, let me tell you something, I find something every single time. I need to stop going in there. That's what I need to stop doing. I've bought jewelry, I've bought this and teas and everything. But if you're looking for a good detox solution, they have that too. And when Sage, well, of course, we appreciate him joining us, even though he's still at the location. But what we will do is find out some more information from Sage about some more of the products that they have, because they, like I said, they have such a variety of products there, so many things from which to choose. So Sage,
Yes.
I was asking you about the moss, and you said you have different types of moss. You have well, let me ask you this, because I'm not really familiar. I'm not well versed with sea moss. How does it come? I heard you say in the gel. So how many
Well,
ways does it?
at least at the time, it was the raw sea moss, which comes straight from the oceans of St. Lucia. We actually one of the terms we used was wild crafted, which basically refers to it coming directly from the ocean. We sun dry it, and then by the time it gets here, we package it for ourselves and are able to distribute it to the lovely folks that come and grab it. That's the raw sea moss. Then the next steps is like the gel and the smoothies, which you take that raw sea moss, you rinse it, you soak it, you blend it, preferably not boil, and then that's when it turns into a gel.
So when you boil it, do you boil out the nutrients? Is that why it's preferred not to be boiled?
Basically, yes. Like when it comes to like boiling, like there are some herbs that you boil, and even one of the things that we discussed a lot here in the store even is that like there's different types of mosses across all the different oceans and seas that are on lovely Mother Earth. So, there's like one particularly the Jamaica, like the sea moss in Jamaica, which is a lot thicker. You tend to boil and make it into a mash and stuff.
See all of this. Oh my goodness. So much to learn. So much to learn. Family, listen. We're talking with Sage of Black and Nobel, the location that is on South Street in South Philadelphia, 422 South Street to be exact. We're talking about the products that they carry. Listen, when I go in there, if you heard me say it, if you didn't hear me say it, I was telling you that I need to stay out of there because every time I go in there, I buy a ton of stuff. And I'm still trying to figure out how to use some of the stuff that I bought. But in any event, I want you to know where you can find some of the things that might be helpful to you in case you're looking. But we are going to take a short commercial break at this time, but stay with us, okay? Because we'll be right back.
Tune in every Saturday at 4 p.m. for the Did You Know Show with host Bryant Green, right here on WURD 96.1 FM and 900 AM.
Need a minute? Take a breath and breathe in positivity. Here are words of joy and empowerment from WURD Radio.
This is Valerie Harrison, Vice President for Public Affairs at Temple University. The power, purpose, and possibility of Black women are clear. While we can be very different, we share the authenticity of Maya Angelou, the community-mindedness of Ella Baker, the courage of Harriet Tubman, and the elegance and grace of Coretta Scott King. We bring our whole selves to every experience. Remember who you are. You are a light in darkness. You are the best of what it means to be human. I'm Valerie Harrison.
This joy and empowerment vignette was brought to you by Comcast.
Pollution from trucks is a public health crisis. Diesel-burning trucks belch dangerous levels of pollution, and communities living near ports and along freight corridors breathe especially high levels of this dirty air. But this crisis has a solution. My name is Sasan Sadat, and I work for Earth Justice. I'm working to clean up our air quality, particularly for communities that bear the burden of diesel pollution. For the sake of our lungs, our health, and our climate, the future of trucking in this country has got to be zero emissions. Until then, I will never rest.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the environment and people's health. Earth Justice is fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. If clean air matters to you, visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. That's WURDradio.com. I'm having a conversation right now with Sage of Black and Nobel. The location is 422 South Street. And we're talking about everything. We're talking about the history of the business itself. We're talking about the products that you can get there. We're finding out all the information that we can about Black and Nobel. One of our businesses, our businesses for which we are very proud in the city of Philadelphia. So, Sage, you were talking before the commercial break, you were telling me about sea moss. Can you tell us about some of the skincare products, hair care products, the soaps that you all carry as well?
So very happily, what we have here that makes us different from a lot of businesses is that we actually spend a lot of time and energy infusing sea moss into our handmade products. So this whole shelf that you see behind me is filled with sea moss gold lotion. Here we have the Cocoa Paw Paw, which is our hit scent. Aloe vera, water, sunflower seal, coconut oil, sea moss gold, shea butter, cocoa butter, mango. And I could keep on reading, but
Okay.
long story short, handmade, plant based to put on your neck, back, face, legs, everywhere. Right? That's your after shower care option. And then I'm just going to reach for the one closest to me. That would sea moss. Now, the
Well,
one
now I have a question about I'm sorry because I did ask you to tell me about all the products, but this question popped into my head as you were about to well, I want you to continue sharing about the products, but if you could also tell us what like how or how, what the benefits are for using sea moss as a topical well, topically
well,
as
the benefit,
opposed to ingesting it.
at least topically, is that not only does it heal and protect your skin, but as part of my mini testimonial with it, it actually heals my cuts and scars. So what I ended up doing is a little bit of a backstory is that it actually I put sea moss on my cuts and scars as soon as I get them.
Mm.
What it ends up doing is not only stopping the blood flow of the cut, it actually goes in and basically heals it as well.
Mm.
My cuts and scars have gone from taking like weeks, days to weeks to heal to sometimes hours and days.
Okay.
So that's
Nice.
for CMOS by itself. The good news is that CMOS actually is even stronger when you mix it with different products, such as like I like to say it always like works better when you throw an alley oop to it. So
Mm-hmm.
CMOS with shea butter. Shea butter already has the benefits of not only providing essential nutrients to the skin, but it also heals blemishes, dark marks. It helps with most acne and eczema related conditions, and so on and so forth. And then you just keep adding on from there. Then the mango butter, then the cocoa butter, and also, yep.
So
So,
will you please continue showing us the products? I'm terribly sorry, family, that I interrupted when he was showing us because he stopped at the soap, and I said, "Wait, what?
y'all
What kind of?"
have four different. Well, I'm sorry, five different kinds. We have Cocoa Pawpaw, which is basically our hit scent. It's very tropical, very smooth, very light. We have the frankincense and myrrh. And would I be able to borrow you for a sample real quick? So we have Jasmina as well, which
Hmm.
is more of like a neutral scent, and then which is the one that you just tried on, and then we have the Baba Moss scent as well, which is the one we made for men. Yes, that's the sea moss gold lotion.
Oh, for men. Okay.
Baba
Okay.
Moss. I can show you.
I was going to ask that if the products were specific. Okay. Okay. So you
So,
have some products that are specifically for men.
well, I would say at least the Baba Moss itself. The smell, a lot of ladies love it and will pick it up as well. We just wanted to have a really cool product for men, just because like most of the time when we get a man's product, it's ocean explosion or masculinity infusion or stuff like that, and it just like it makes the nose hurt. But these are very, very smooth scent to them.
Wait, what makes the nose hurt? What are we doing?
Oh, basically, like I'm just trying to take us all back to them, or at least for me, back to my high school days of like when people used to spray Axe up all throughout the locker room and all that.
Okay.
Like, yeah, as opposed to like the Axe, type of vibe, or like going to a lot of different types of lotion. I mean, a lot of different types. Baba Moss. One, the name is smooth. Baba means father, and Moss refers to the sea moss.
Yeah.
Then we have like a Yanni lotion. And as far as the rest of the lotions go, they are
Mhm.
basically unisex. Like I'll have like, ladies that come in and use the Frank and Myrrh, and I have men that might like the Cocoa Papa or the Yanni. So it's really up to you.
Hmm. I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. Family, if you have just tuned in, if you've just joined us, you are tuned in to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We're talking with Sage of Black and Nobel. In case you're unfamiliar, they are located at 422 South Street in South Philadelphia. And I was telling you all that I was going to share from time to time, some of our gems in the city that I thought might be of interest to you. And when I tell you there's so many things in this store, Sage was just telling us about some of the body lotions that they carry and about the soap that one of the soaps in particular that they carry. But we were also talking about the literature that is in the store too. And there's so much. You all heard me talk about the jewelry that I've bought as well. I've bought so many things from there, but so many things that are prized that I love. But I know that because Sage is joining us for a short period of time, because he's in the store right now, if you have a question for him, feel free to call us at 215-634-8065, or you can call us toll free at 1-866 361-0900. I want to take a moment to go back to our socials and say hello to Cheryl. Hi there, Cheryl. I saw the fellas earlier. I saw all the guys that were joining us. Nasir and Gary and Craig and Nick. I'm going to beat Nick with a wet noodle because I see the messages that he is leaving. Nick thinks I'm crazy because I talk to my dog. Well, yes, I do. In any event, Rowena, Miss Rowena, hi there. Good evening to you. So for this first half of our show, we're talking with Sage. We're talking about everything in Black and Nobel. Sage, I want to see some of the. No, what I would like for you to show, because I didn't want to.
Yes.
I wanted you to reveal it, was the jacket that is at the back on the wall.
Oh yeah, you pulled us over to one of our more famous clients.
Yes. So would you talk with us about
this right here? Is our not for sale, by the way, before anybody asks. Dr. Sebi.
Yes.
Now, this right here was actually painted by Maverick the Poet back in 2020. Hakeem actually wore that jacket a lot. And the reason why we got it is because we did an event with him in 2014 where he actually came to Philadelphia and did basically one of the first conferences back from a hiatus that he was taking. And that's also what brought us, like, aside from what was already being done at the time, brought us to kind of a forefront in the health and wellness field.
Okay, nice. Well, family, again, the floor is open to you as well, because I know you all have some questions about some of the products that are in the store. Some of our family members are curious to know, I know from Dr. Gooden's visit, about some of the products that Black and Noble carries, especially and particularly the books. I might say, you know what, while we have you, before you have to go, can you tell us some of the authors that you do have?
Well,
name some of the authors for us.
Offhand, I have Ishimuka Bear Shango, I have Chicken Diop, I have Dr. Amos Wilson, I have Ivan Van Sertima, we have Dr. Dennis Kimbrough and Napoleon Hill, Dr. Herbert Harris. We do have Bell Hooks. We have Tamika Phillips. We have we have children's books from our folks Andrew out in the UK. We have the Black Memorandum in by Protege of Purpose. We have quite a few different titles in. And I also wanted to briefly say to viewership out there, thank y'all for y'all patience as well, for bearing with me as I'm doing in-store stuff, or at least I was doing in-store stuff at the time of talking to folks, because I guess you can't get it any liver than this. But
how about that?
Yeah, so we're here. We're actually after store hours now, technically.
I was going to ask what the hours of the store. What hours do you keep at this location?
the good news is, in case y'all were busy today and then wanted to come down, so we are open every day, 7 days a week from 10 to 7. And on special days such as weekends or if it's really popping outside, we are open to, stay open as late as we kind of want to. Most of the time we're closing when the street sweepers come out. So that's like about, super late night hours, like 3.
Super, you select through. Okay, well, now.
But
well, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you have books for children? Do you have any books?
Yes. In fact, I will happily bring over some of the selections while speaking about them.
Okay,
We
that would be
have
nice.
a book called My Hair Grows Like a Tree, which
nice.
is one of the authors I was mentioning, Tamika Phillips. We actually have her lovely soursop teas here in the store all the way from Grenada. She wrote a book about not only teaching young Black girls about their hair, but also the connection that it has with the earth and everything. We have What If There Were No Black Folks? This is a coloring book that shows a lot of the inventions that we have not only made as a community, but it tells us exactly what there would be without us. And I was mentioning our folks, Andrew. He actually created these Black History Activities books, which, we got Uncle Marcus, we got Uncle Huey, we got the Queen Amina books. We got Nene Ashwinta, who is sorry. She was also featured heavily. She's the book. The movie The Woman King was actually about the lovely sister I just showed.
Really? Well,
yes.
you can't say that quickly and then put no, wait now.
I'm sorry.
We have to give proper props.
Don't worry about my face for a second.
We have to bring proper props. I actually, if we might interrupt for one moment, because we have some of our family members that have been waiting to talk with us. So, family members, who might be our first caller on the line?
Hello.
Hello.
Howdy.
How are you? How are you?
Hey, Carol. How are you?
I am well, thank you. I will not complain. You hear me?
You know, this is Kevin.
Kevin,
the Walker.
Oh my God! Hi, Kevin. Are you family? What?
That's my family, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. How are you?
I am amazing, doing amazing. This is ironic that you have our brother Sage on, because me and brother Sage plan on working together. Right? Isn't that right?
Nice. Oh, nice.
Howdy.
Nice.
Yes,
nice.
indeed. Good to hear from you, brother.
Yes, sir. I was just thinking about it. I said I was going to come down, but I'm doing a little shopping for the kids because they're in the World Cup soccer match this Saturday for the state. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, Carol, you got to see that. They play for the Anderson Monarchs.
See, now you know I didn't know.
Yes.
You know I didn't know.
And Sage will tell you, I go down and talk about them all the time, and it's a blessing, right? It's
always pulling up. Yeah, I can't wait to
And my man, listen, like you say, listen. I remember when they was on Broad and Airy, Carol. I got this one book.
Wow.
It's called From Niggers to God. Right? And I couldn't find it because guess who had confiscated it for temporary? My dad.
Oh wow.
Yo, where my book at? So then when I found out they had part 2, I couldn't find it for nothing. He was like, "Did you find that book?" Oh, come on, man, you gonna take it from me too?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I go down there, they got the part 2 on South Street.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was telling our family members, I said, listen, I have been down there. Every time I go down there for one thing and I leave with 5 other things in addition to the thing that I came to get.
Right? Exactly.
No, really, it's just like a little treasure chest.
Yeah. And listen, the brothers, they treat me good. And I met his father at the barbershop on 16th South, like 6:30 in the morning.
Oh wow!
I was going. It's going full circle. So also, me and the brother going to try to do a few things to, try to get together and do some things at the now. And also, I need to talk to you because I'm doing my tournament again. Remember, in honor of my daughter.
Oh wow, Kevin. You know what I'm going to do? Because, I'm going to interrupt you for a moment only because we have to go to commercial, but I want to say thank you for calling us. And I want to make sure we talk because, I do want to be involved. I do want to celebrate the baby.
Shout out to the babies.
Yes. He does an event for his daughter. And I definitely want to be involved. The Walkers are like family. They are family, not like. They are family to me. When I say they are family, they are definitely family. So family, let me say to you, if you have just joined us, you're tuned in to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We do have another family member on the line, but we do have to take a commercial break. So when we come back, we're going to go to our phone lines and we're going to go back to our socials just to see who our family members are that are checking in there as well. So stay with us because we will be right back.
In Philadelphia, everyone is reading the One Book, One Philadelphia featured selection, Interior Chinatown by Charles Yu, a touching, funny book about how cultural representation, family histories, and class shape us. Youth companion books include American-Born Chinese by Jean Lumen Yang and Drawn Together by Min Lei and Dan Santat. One Book features 9 weeks of programming through June 22nd, sponsored by Pico. Visit freelibrary.org/onebook for the full calendar of events.
More than 80 million Americans depend on AM radio for their news, weather, sports, and a community connection. It's the backbone of the emergency alert system. It's critical that we keep AM radio in cars because when cell and internet services are down, this free emergency service could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress we need AM radio in cars.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
What are you waiting for? If you've been enjoying the information and interviews WURD provides every day or come out to our community events, it might be time to become a member. This year marks the 20th anniversary of WURD, and there's no better time to join the forward movement. Sign up or renew your sustaining membership at just $90 or your digital membership for just $5 a month. Join online at wordradio.com/membership or pick up the phone and give us a call at 215-425-7875. Press 4 for assistance. The time to join is now.
What am I waiting for?
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Family, welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. So listen, I keep telling you guys how much I enjoy spending time with you here. Well, I missed you when I wasn't able to be here with you the past couple of days, and I missed sharing all of this love. I know that we have a caller on the line, but I want to take a moment to acknowledge one of our family members who is being celebrated in our comments. Miss Rowena, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. And right now, what we'll do is go to our phone lines if we do still have our family member there waiting to talk with us. Are you still there by any chance?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Wait, I'm glad to hear that Black and Noble Bookstore is connecting back with the radio station. because we used to come there all the time, at least once a week, under Cody Anderson of the radio station. That's been about 15 years or more. We would meet up. And then they would allow different organizations to come in, you know, and have the meetings, and we would come into different meetings. And like you say, Spencer, and my one of my last book was NAACP, 100 Years of NAACP, and all of that. I spent a lot of money, and I had to stop for a while myself. But I'm coming to 4th and South Street, and they are a dynamite group of people, always willing to give to the community, and they would have the authors of the different books that were there that you purchased. They would come in, and we would meet them. So I'm glad. Just keep talking about people. It's worth going there. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Ann. Seriously, thank you so much. Miss Ann sounds like me. She said she'll go in there and spend $100. When I tell you, okay, y'all. So I left on my last visit. I bought CMOS. I bought 2 rings. No, I bought 3 rings. I bought 2 books. And I was looking at more. And I said, Caroline, if you don't slow down, go fast. I had to, shut myself down because I was doing too much in that visit. But in any event, family, we're talking with Sage of Black and Nobel. They are located at 422 South Street. And we're talking about the history of the store. And I'm learning more and more because I was unaware of what was taking place at the other locations. I want to know from you, Sage, being, part of the second generation of ownership of the store. What's that like since you all have such a history in the city? What's that like for you?
I'm gonna be honest with you, good sister. It's kind of the same thing for me as well. Like every day, I literally have people coming in telling me stories from either the old store, or they're telling me stuff from from Hawks Day, or still ongoing. Like they might come in and tell me, yeah, I was here the other day, and you know what I'm saying. Like I'll have people coming in and build with me about the books and stuff like that. Like it's just basically an ongoing learning experience. I get to learn. I'm happy I get to learn from so many people as opposed to what I get a chance to present to folks. I guess the second part to that question is I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a massive undertaking where, when we hear okay, Black owned business, 20 years in business, it, to another community, it would sound like, oh, okay, okay, 20 years in business, that sounds about right. But within our community, be able to see so much of the Black dollar, and also to be able to maneuver through so many different crowds and mediums and be able to help a lot of people find their voice. That's the part that kind of gets me up every day. Providing the health and wellness stuff, even in my own personal pursuits, I still feel like I got a cape on with me when I go places. So it definitely, it takes a lot, but it gives a lot more.
Well, you do. Listen, when I first met you and I talked with you and I said, I have to have you come on and talk with us about the products that you all carry, because I felt like, wait a minute, how could I not have known? How did I not know? And I wanted to share with all of our family members. Family, y'all know how I am. If I find something good, you will know about it. Okay. I'm going to tell you because I want us all to be good. I want us all to take part, especially and particularly if it's a good thing. And I was telling you, there's so many products at this store that when I walked in the door, I said, okay, and wait, I've got to get some of that. I've got to look at this. And I've got to look at that. So, and you heard Ms. Ann. You've heard Ms. Ann say that she has a history with the store. She's been familiar for a long time. My only regret is that I'm just finding out about the store that I did not know, earlier or sooner, because I'm all about education. Anybody that knows, I'm all about education, my own and those that I love. And y'all know, y'all already know.
If I may say to you, they're still buying big shovels and big, of course the word escapes me now when I'm trying to sound really smart and articulate. They got bulldozers and digging equipment to go find artifacts from thousands and millions of years ago. So, nothing's really ever too old or too new.
Thank you for that. No, really, thank you for that. I'm telling you, you don't know how I felt when I walked in, and then I saw a friend of mine in there. I said, "How did I not know this place existed?" But of course, like you said, I mean, everybody doesn't know everything, and there's still so much to be found. There's still so much to know. So how about that? And so I wanted to take a moment to go to our socials and say hello to our family members. Hi, Miss Lily. Hello, good evening to you. Good evening. Miss Rowena, I want to know what you are doing and what you have done to celebrate your birthday. I mean, I want to know everything, y'all. Y'all know I ask you in every episode that we have what's going on with you and for you and how's life treating you. So I want to make sure everybody's good, but I also want to know what you're doing. What you doing? So share with me, tell me, Miss Marina, how are you celebrating? I mean, and your 65th at that, okay? Listen, woohoo! I want to know. I want to know what you're doing. And family, I'm going to ask, since we do have Miss Rowena celebrating her birthday, if we could all give her a shout. To let her know that she is loved and cared for right here on Love and Loud. That's right here on Love and Life. There's some love from Miss Rowena. You're right.
Yeah, I was screaming silently. Woo!
I love it. So tell us, please, Sage, about some of the teas that you have.
Okay, well,
actually, it's a two-part question because I know that you have some detox solutions too. I need to come down there and find out about that. But while we have you, so you can tell us, what do you have as far as teas, herbal teas, and detox solutions go?
Well, since you asked about teas first, the first thing I'm gonna mention is that sour sop tea that we are always carrying from our bay leaf down in Grenada. Like I said, Tamika is like a quadruple threat at this point. Where in the sense that we not only have sour sop teas and more about, let's say, the herb itself. Sour sop eliminates cancer cells. It boosts your immune system. It helps with digestion. Helps you sleep regulation. Helps with certain types of griping pains with babies and stuff like that. Don't take while pregnant, but you know what I'm saying. Soursop is a great solution for any type of condition that you're dealing with, or if you want to just keep your health right. I have some milk thistle tea. I want to say, I do have some thyme tea. I have some sage tea. We're always rotating our tea selection as we're always just, trying to bring different stuff in.
One of our family members wants to know, do you have anything for hot flashes? Do you have anything
hot flashes? I have the menopause formula, which not only is good for the hot flashes, but it also helps balancing the hormones as the body goes through an important transition. And I'll pull the bottle over if need be, just so that way it's not just me talking about something that I am only vague.
I thought one of our family members wanted to know if there is anything in Black and Noble for hot flashes, and Sage starts talking to us about what he has as the remedy for hot flashes, and then everything goes black. See, the devil is a liar. Look at that. You're muted right now, Sage. If you could unmute for us. So we have you. You're muted at the moment. We are unable to hear you. And we're muted on your end. But so Sage was telling us about some of the products that he has there in the store to combat hot flashes. And wouldn't you know it, we started having some technical difficulties, which makes me laugh because, see, the devil is a liar. And the devil is saying, I want them all to be hot. But no, when Sage comes back, when we get that together, we're going to make sure that your question is answered because we're not going to leave you hanging. Now, that's what we're not going to do. But if you've just joined us, you're tuned in to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. That's WURDradio.com. And we're talking right now with Sage of Black and Nobel. And we've been talking about the products that are carried in the store. And he was sharing with us what they have to combat Hot flashes.
Mm-hmm.
So you said you have the remedy there.
Yeah, I have something directly called the menopause formula. I actually grabbed the bottle.
He's going to grab the bottle for us
So
for the
it
menopause
helps.
solution.
Yep, it helps with not only the night sweats, it helps with weight loss, helps hormone regulation, and a bit better, it has donquine in it, black cohosh, chasteberry, yam, glucose. Basically a lot of herbs that are localized for the reproductive system, since most people think it's just for either the baby's portion or the fun times that are to be had, but it actually supports your life force. And that goes for men and women especially. However, during that special transition time, it's a lot of things, the body is changing, it's readjusting to life. So, also has the black pepper in it and vitamin C to help keep inflammation down and boost your immune system.
What is the
It's
name
the
of it? I'm sorry, I missed. What's the name of it?
menopause formula.
Oh, you hear that? It's called menopause formula. Sage just shared the secret. The menopause formula. Family, listen, what we're going to do right now, we're going to take a short break, but stay with us because we will be right back.
What's up, Philly? It's Solomon Jones. Don't look now, but the school year is almost over. But are you over the classroom experience at your local school? Maybe Commonwealth Charter Academy is the solution. Check out ccaeducate.me and learn more about the market leader in public cyber education. Did you know that over 4,000 students from Philly already attend CCA? Did you know that CCA has over 1,300 certified teachers offering world-class instruction streamed into the safe confines of your home? Would it surprise you that CCA offers over 400 different classes and 900 field trips at no cost to you? In addition, every learner receives a headset, laptop, and help with internet connectivity at no cost whatsoever. If you're ready for your school to over-deliver on teaching, safety, and convenience, check out ccaeducate.me today. That's ccaeducate.me.
Remember the last time your family visited the forest? It's a place of wonder and imagination for the whole family, where stories come to life. And it's closer than you think. Ready to plan your next visit? Make the forest part of your story today at a local park near you, or find one at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Stay connected on the go with the new and improved WURD Radio app. Search WURD Radio in your app store. Stream every show with increased clarity. Easily access WURD TV, EcoWord, and Livelihood. Start or renew your 4-word membership and buy WURD swag. Remember, Black Media Matters. Get the new and improved WURD Radio app today. Available on Google Play and the Apple App Store.
Celebrating 20 years of progressive Black talk media. This is WURD 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online at wordradio.com and the WURD Radio app.
Let me tell you something, and don't you ever forget it. Success is nothing without someone you love to share it with.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Family, welcome back. Welcome to the top of the second hour of Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. That's WURDradio.com. We've been joined by none other than Sage of Black and Nobel, which is located at 422 South Street. We've been talking about the history of the business. We've been talking about the products that they carry. And if you missed it, they carry a variety of various types of sea moss, skincare products, hair care products, soaps, natural oils, detox lotions, herbal teas. And before the break, Sage shared with us the solution for menopause, for the answer to the question that was asked about menopause. But we're going to ask Sage what the hours are, because we know he has to go. He's so graciously has been talking with us for this past hour when he's been there working. Sage, can you tell us what the hours are for the location? What are the hours there?
Usually we're here from 10 to 7, but
Okay.
we're always staying a little bit later. Okay, thank you.
And what days of the week? What days of the week are you there?
All of them. All
Okay.
7 days.
7 days a week, 10 to 7?
Do you mind if I ask y'all a question as well? Is there a way that I can share this, John, or am I going to be able to share it after the fact, all of that?
Yes. No, actually, we're live. You sure will be. And what I'll do is I'll share that information with you when we're offline, because I want to make sure that we continue, because our family members are waiting to continue the discussion and the conversations. So what I'll do is share that information with you offline. But thank you for joining us tonight. And I will be in touch. Well, you'll see me there. But thank you so much, Sage. Thank you.
Oh, well, no. Thank y'all. And shout out to everybody. First off, shout out Carol Riddick for not only coming in the store, but to actually request us to be on the show. I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about this right there. For requesting us to be on the show, to be here and be present with us is an honor and delight. Shout out WRD, because we need more of us out here. They say video killed the radio star, but I think radio's still here and still present. And I'm also going now. I'm gonna do one plug of some personal. Branch Station Band. We are live hip hop, jazz, R&B. We got a show on May 20th at Glendenning Rock Garden. Called Under the Bridge Fest. We got a song out called 3 Words. I just didn't want to, let's say, take time away from the store or anything
I
like that.
asked you about you. That's when you were supposed to tell me all of that. But okay, so no. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. No, that's good. I want to know about you too, what you're doing. But that's good stuff. So we'll make sure our family members know all that too. Thank you, Sage. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
All
Honor
right.
and delight. Have a beautiful everything, y'all.
You too. Bye-bye. Family. Oh, wow, what a nice conversation we just had with Sage. For the last hour, we were learning about the location of Black and Nobel, which is located at 422 South Street in South Philadelphia. But we do have another guest tonight. Now, our next guest is a friend that I should say I've lost touch with, but with friends, I mean, that when you talk to each other, what do? You just recap and you find out what's been going on, and things have never changed. So our next guest is someone with whom you are familiar. I know you all know and love him as I do. I'm just going to bring him into the room so we can get the conversation started, since we have just under an hour left. Family, I invite you to say hello to DEE LEE. Well, hello, sir.
What's up, Queen? What's going on?
Listen, love and
What's
life.
happening, beautiful?
Love and life. You're crazy self. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent.
Oh, I see okay. Well, I mean, it looks as if you're doing excellent. Look, the fur baby is walking around.
One of them. Just newsy. That's the puppy. She just
are
newsy.
You serious? Okay, so y'all know how I am about the fur babies. Y'all already know. Okay, how many fur babies do y'all have?
We have 2, and it's so funny because we have a poodle and a Aussie doodle. A Aussie doodle is the puppy who you just saw. So that's Sophie. They told us when we purchased Sophie that she was going to be 6 pounds. Sophie is 35 pounds.
Yeah, I was about to say by what metric system? Whose calculation?
Man, I looked at my wife like, yo, this dog getting bigger, and she just turned a year old. Like, I'm like, oh my goodness. And she is so, yes, newsy.
She's beautiful though.
Man, so when we do interviews at home, we try to keep her in the house, but she is such a dad's dog, so she's always where I'm at.
Oh, she's a daddy's girl.
Yeah, so She's just moping around now. Doing.
Oh
Everybody
my.
else is in the house. She got to come outside. I
Well,
see
there's
you.
nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, I mean, listen, I might be outside too with the pool, and I mean, just.
Hey, this is my zen. This is my zen area. You know what I mean? This is what I come to get away from everything and to sit out here and just relax, play some music, or believe it or not, just hearing the sound of the water for me.
Hmm.
It relaxes me. It takes me to a whole different place. I can fall asleep out here quicker than I can in the house.
I believe that. I believe. Wait, are you a water sign, D?
I don't know. Am I a water? I'm a Taurus.
Oh, no, Taurus.
Yes.
No,
So that's not a
no.
water
I was about to
sign.
say, yeah, I'm a water sign. No, look, I said it. I asked you that like I was so well versed in astrology. I
Right.
have
You
no
know what I
clue
mean?
what.
Right.
But I know. Wait, when I said it, I said, you should not have gone down that street because you don't know what you're talking about. But I know that I am. I know. I think. Scorpios, Cancers, and I'm not sure who else.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah,
but
don't
yeah,
ask
yeah,
me.
I
I don't
know
know.
that happens to be something to which we cater, and it's always calming for us, from
Hmm.
what I understand.
It
So
is.
I mean, look, it looks like Sophia. She said, "Listen, let me just pop in, just check in.
That's all she does.
Tell us what's going on with you. I mean, you left us. It looks like to be in the lap of luxury. So, what's going on with you these days?"
Everybody, it's weird, man. Is everybody use that term when I do interviews and they go, "You left us," especially if it's someone from Philadelphia. And and believe it or not, Carol, it's not that I left everyone, but in a sense, it was I needed a break. I needed
Mm,
a mental, just a way to, sometimes you just got to get away from everything
I
and
do.
focus. And you and I've known each other for years, and we were
Mhm.
young getting in this business that we realized is a business.
Yeah, he's a
Uh,
beast.
right. At first it was such a passion for us, you singing, me doing stand up. And then we realized, oh, we can make a living out of this. But even then, it was such a great passion. We didn't care about the money. And then when we realized, wait a minute, this is my livelihood. This is how
Mhm.
I take care of family and how I take care of life. And
Right.
I was like, wow, I'm on the road every freaking weekend. I'm doing this. And I think what really did it was, being on the radio, and then everything came so fast. The
Mm.
HBO stuff, the touring stuff, the thank God to Armstead and Patti LaBelle, who really helped me take off to another level. And then it was like owning the comedy club and seeing the behind the scenes, and then being a male in this business
Mhm.
at that time, and all these wonderful things coming to you at once gave you accessibility. So trying to balance a relationship and being honest in that relationship, it wasn't working for me. That's just real, And I had to finally step back and say, wait, I got a beautiful wife, I got a beautiful family, and we're growing. And I need to now be a man, like a
Mhm.
real man. Like, forget the money, forget the popularity. I need to step back and I wasn't able to see our oldest Jasmine really grow because I was constantly on the road. And so I had to step back and say, okay, let me see, we're okay. So let's see them grow. Let me get to participate and go to graduations and see this person off to the prom and, et cetera, et cetera. And I made the decision, hey, let's go ahead. Now's the opportunity. Um, we decided to take a break from radio, and we was like, we're going to do it. Let's pull the trigger now. And we decided to move and relocate to Florida, which we are where we always wanted to be.
Mhm.
And I love it. I'm able to get everywhere from where I'm at. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yep.
it's like, hey, and I usually touch down in Philly probably about maybe once a month, but wow, you look how the city's changed, and you're like,
Yeah. I was
ooh,
just about to ask you about. Well, first of all, first, I want to say thank you for joining us because I don't even think I said that, but
girl,
thank you for
stop,
joining us. No, come
stop.
on now. I listen because you didn't have to. You could have said, "Look, I'm in my zen. Me and Sophie, listen, okay. I got my running water that I'm listening to, okay. But you did not. You said, yeah, why not? Why not? I'll hop on. I'll come and
Yeah.
spend some time with y'all. So, no, really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for that. And number
Thank you
two,
for
I
having me.
always, you already know. And then I commend you for the statement you just made about, getting to a point in your life where you said, look, I love all of this and all of that, which, I've been given and has been afforded to me, and that with which I've been blessed to receive. But,
yep.
I need to be a man about some things. I need to be a good and grown adult. And I
Yeah.
need to act like, I love that, love
Yeah.
that. Because now look, D, like you said, we've been in this business a long time, and we know a lot of people who don't always have that
Right.
epiphany, or, who don't always get to that point in their maturation process. I'll say it that way.
And it's weird because mine came, and this is a true story. And some people go, why would you share that? And it doesn't bother me. It just came being in a hotel room, waking up, looking in a mirror, and asking myself, do I want my daughters to marry that guy? Do I want my son to grow up to be this guy that I'm looking at right now? And the answer to that question was no. And I was like, yo, man, it's time that you got all these blessings around you, but it can go just like that. So it's like, let me take advantage. I mean, and you've done the background vocals with Patty and everything. So how gruesome that tour is. People see the glamour, but they don't see we right off the stage, right on the bus heading out to another city that night. You got to be ready to go on radio and everything else, 7 a.m. in the morning, boom. And it was like, wow. And then I'm juggling that. And then at the time, like I said, I'm juggling HBO and cameras and and then I'm juggling life, and then I'm young at that time. You know what I mean?
Right?
Getting this
You're
money,
still
and I'm like,
young. You were
whoa.
younger. You're still
Right.
young. Okay, you were
Younger.
younger. But I want you to talk to our family members who may be unaware about all of that. You mentioned, Patti LaBelle and Armstead and how they were instrumental. Like, some of our family members are unaware. But before you go into that, I do want to go back to our socials and say hello to some of our family members that have come into the room since I last checked. Miss Viola, hello. I'm going to get all of these messages that you all have left for Sage to him. But Miss Viola, hello, and thank you for joining us. Dina, hi there, Dina. Joanne Dorman, hello. Cheryl, I see you are hanging out with us. Thank you still. Joey Parham, hey there. And Miss Cheryl, I will make sure I let Sage know that it was a great interview. Well, he's going to see all of this too, because he's going to share it himself. And I will tell him that you said he has an awesome store. I want you all to know that your messages are not going. Oh, I know that's right, baby. I want you to know that your messages are not going. They're not left in vain. He will receive them. Our next guest for tonight is DEE LEE. You may be familiar. You may remember Dee from being on the air here in Philadelphia. Well, Dee has moved. He is a family man. He's still working. He said, listen, I had to take care of my family, so I just had to shift some things, but he's going to talk with us about that. Alfredia, hey there. She writes, congratulations, DEE LEE. She writes, you were just being obedient and listening to God. And she writes, may God continue to bless you in abundance in everything, and welcome to Florida, she writes. So listen, they don't want to hear me. They want to hear you. Okay.
Ask away.
Yes, please. First, tell us how Patti LaBelle and Armstead were instrumental.
It's something because, Zori, Jay Irving, Yamin, all of us would just, as young bucks, hang around each other and just being around the atmosphere. And when the opportunity, I would constantly badger Armstead about going on tour. I know I got on his nerves. And I came back from what we call the Chitlin circuit. I was out there performing. And I called the house and they said, hey, Armstead's having auditions down at, they were about to create Shayla Bell on off of South Street. And I said, wow. And I literally went down there and a woman named Bobby met me at the door, and she was like, "Oh, auditions are over," and I was like, "Tell them it's DEE LEE. I just got back in town." Da da da. So they said, "All right, come on in and give me 5 minutes." And I did a quick 5 minutes. Next, I got a call back, and I got another call back, and next, they tell me I got the leading role for Chance as Champion, and I'm like, "Wow, oh man, I'm blown away." And fast forward, I'm doing my thing on stage, and getting recognized, getting accolades, and then Armstead said, "Hey, we're gonna put you on a couple dates." So in the big theater, so I started doing some spot dates with Al Heyman, and then I started doing spot dates with Patty, and it turned in to this day. I still have. They gave me for Christmas a silver Tiffany pin to sign the contract to go on a tour with Anita Baker and Luther Vandross. And I was just like, wow. And like I said, Armstead just opened the door for me. He believed in me. And also Patty allowed me to go on the road with them for the world to see me. And other people in the industry to see me, which opened up more doors. And, I can't say, I couldn't even put a value on the role that they played, in my life,
I love that.
It's been going ever since,
One thing I can say, because I told her when I first met Aunt Patty, I said, "Well, I've adopted you, okay? So, so I still call she is Aunt Patty to me, okay?
Right,
I talked to her, but I mean, she is such a loving soul. She is a truly genuine, loving human being. Like
and
it
a realist.
amazes me. Oh, yes, she is.
She'll lay your butt out the
Yes,
top of a
she
dime.
will. Won't she? Won't she?
You just
But
got to take it and go, yes, ma'am, you're right.
But she does it in love, though,
Oh,
too.
most definitely.
So even if she does, because I've seen her do it, even if she does, you don't. There's no malicious intent at all.
Nah,
It's
she'll lay you
all
out
love.
and give you some peach cobbler right afterwards.
Listen, won't she? Now come on over here, baby. Let me.
You be like, okay,
okay, hurt and all. Okay.
Right.
While you mend your wounds as you eat her delicious food. Because when I tell you. Listen, I know I got a couple extra LBs that have Aunt Patty's name all over this body. You hear me? Lord have mercy. But no, I love that story. I love that. So then we want to know it all. We want to know it all. And so you went on to say that so you're touring, you're on the road, you're moving, and you're like your reputation is building, you're getting more and more gigs. Life is good.
Life is good. I'm hanging around the celebrities and then you start realizing, wow, I'm a part of this world. And some of the parts you liked and some of the parts you didn't like, some of the parts you were surprised by. And I was like, whoa, blown back by some of them. And I think that's when I made a decision to I'm gonna say, like the young lady said earlier, answer God's calling. I started realizing those who I thought were my friends that were celebrities started slowly backing off me. And because I wasn't doing the same things that we were doing, and that's just understandable in life. At first, honestly, I never forget, it was All-Star Weekend, NBA All-Star Weekend, and I'm hosting events and stuff like that. And, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that, and then I started slowly noticing, like, nah, we need to, they started distancing themselves. And okay, I could dig it because, like I said, birds of a feather flock together. So I was like, I'm not doing that, and then when I decided to call it a break, it was a big deal on the table. And I tell people to this day, I could fly to Los Angeles now, land in the city, and half the city will love me to death. And half the city probably has some type of anger or hate towards me because I walked away. I walked away for a minute to get D together, to get my life together, and I'm happy. I'm happy with the decision I made.
Listen, you look happy. You look good. You look happy.
I'm trying.
Love that. No, I know. And especially like you said, because we've been in this business a long time.
Man.
A very, very, very long time. We were babies in this business, not knowing much, thinking we knew more than we probably did. But, by the grace of God and only by the grace of God, did we remain unscathed, because we could have some different stories to tell.
I got woo.
Yeah, well, I mean, don't misunderstand me. I got stories.
I know you do.
I got some
Man,
stories. But,
man, I remember one time I was home, and all I was touring back every weekend, Al Heyman, every weekend out. And I remember Deanna Williams pulled me aside. I think we were at her house for something, and she goes, I'll never forget this. She says, "Hey, don't let this eat you up." And at first, I did not know what she meant.
Yeah.
And as life went on, I was like, "Oh, I never forgot her saying that to me." She was like, "Let me tell you something. Don't let this eat you up."
Yeah, that's
And I was like, "Got it." And I never forget that. Yeah, I never forget that. And I realized it. I just realized it. But like I said, move forward. Radio was great to me. Then I decided, as things start to evolve, and we have to, I started doing things on my own. So I started, I produced a show, and wound up syndicating myself with a company, and partnering with other companies, and writing scripts and ghostwriting for other comedians and things like that. So
this and this, and wait a minute now. I want to break
you know
some of
why?
this down.
This is why. No.
Just...
I know where you're going, but I'm gonna tell you this. And people say this to me all the time. They always go, "How come you don't put this on your social media? How come you did this? How come?" And you know me, Carol. I'm so laid back.
I know.
That I don't feel like I have to go, "Hey, I did this."
Well, I mean, you and I are alike in that way. We're very much alike in that way. I because it feels pretentious to talk about what you're doing, and to you just do what you do, and you enjoy doing it, and you get the satisfaction of doing it. So I totally get that, but I want to know, and I want to be able to share with our family members who are unaware, because I know they're like some of the stuff I don't even know. So I want to know about it, and I want to share with them. But no.
How it is.
we want to know what you can share, but in the meantime, what we need to do right now is take a short commercial break. Family, stay with us, okay? Because we're talking with DEE LEE. We're talking about life. We're talking about love and life, okay? Right here on Love and Life. So stay with us, because we will be right back.
The Philadelphia Department of Human Services believes every teen deserves a safe and loving home.
So why did you think it was important to become a foster parent to an older teen?
I just see so many teens that transition to being young adults and don't have that support and connection. And so I just really wanted to show that families like us can work, and that teens are loving and need homes just as much as some of the younger children.
The need is great. Find out more by calling 215-683-5709 or go to phila.gov/DHS.
What is dedication?
My daughter started making necklaces. She makes what we call affirmation fashion. I tell her every day that your black is beautiful. And if there's anything better than being beautiful, it's being smart. If there's anything better than being smart, it's being kind. And reaffirming that every day is our method of making sure her chin never drops.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
WURD Radio is the only African-American owned and operated talk radio station in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and one of only 3 remaining in the country. In the past 20 years, WURD has evolved into a multimedia, multi-platform communications company that reaches deeply into the Black community through radio, events, digital, and social media. It is considered the go-to channel to engage, interact, and connect with Philadelphia's Black community. Our brand is built on the personal legacy of our founder, Walter P. Lomax Jr., MD. Dr. Lomax was a brilliant physician who established medical centers in underserved neighborhoods throughout Philadelphia to provide high-quality healthcare to Black and Brown communities for over 30 years. One of his most ambitious acquisitions was when he purchased WURD Radio. He understood the power of ownership and the power of independent media. Through WURD, he wanted to ensure that Philadelphia's Black community had the ability to speak and be heard in their own voice. We are celebrating 20 years of Black excellence. We are celebrating 20 years of progressive Black talk media. Here's what you missed on Wake Up with Word.
And joining us now is Lynn Washington Jr. He is a professor of journalism at Temple University. We got a history-making moment in the city of Philadelphia. It looks like a Black woman, Sherelle Parker, will be mayor of Philadelphia for the first time in history. How Black mayors been treated in Philadelphia and beyond? And do you think there'll be additional challenges with a female in charge? What do you think?
So Ms. Parker has a really rough road ahead, and let's not diminish for a minute. I mean, we've talked a little bit about racism here, or should I say race, but gender is also going to be an issue too. When you think of the despicable way women are handled all across society, we can't expect things to miraculously change with this historic election. Well, this historic election yesterday that could lead to a really historic election in November if Ms. Parker wins.
Tune in to Wake Up with Word with Solomon Jones every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on WURD. Progressive Black Talk Media. You're listening to Word Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Progressive Black Talk Media, bringing joy and power to the people for 20 years.
Imagine you on a deserted island all by yourself, or even being in a crowd of people yet still feeling alone. That's what being a victim of sexual assault can feel like. Victims of sexual assault are at an increased risk for developing depression, PTSD, substance abuse, eating disorders, and anxiety. Sexual assault can happen to anyone, and as any unwanted sexual contact such as unwanted touching, fondling, groping, or even rape. No always means no, so speak up and speak out. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Welcome, welcome, welcome there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We are joined tonight by DEE LEE, our good friend to the show, friend to me, friend to you, who's been doing some big things, just wonderful things. Now, Dee, I know you can't tell us about everything that you've been doing since we've seen or heard you last, because it's been longer for me than it has been for some others. But please tell us about what you were talking about. HBO. You mentioned HBO. What were you doing with HBO?
Well, we did with HBO. HBO came out with a network that was called HBO Zone. And
oh, yeah.
So I was the first personality signed to HBO Zone. And what they did is gave us a awesome budget and toured around the country and filmed and did movie interstitials. And those are the things that back then HBO used to have, if a movie went off or a series went off at like 3 minutes to the hour,
Mm-hmm.
they would cut to an interstitial, which will be me on a red carpet or me at a video shoot or me doing something behind the scenes, and that was mainly what I did. I did a lot of behind the scenes with celebrities, the making of, the blah, 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 blah. Sometimes you even just saw my hand, during the interviews. But yeah, so, it was HBO Zone. And then that took on me doing some writing on some series, and then it was like, oh, okay, cool, I like the writing part of it. And then you got the to this day, at the age that I am now, to have people still walk up to me and ask me to say a line from the hood classic State Property movie is hilarious. You know, but you
That's
know,
love. That's love.
man, that is so funny, you know, or somebody hitting you up and saying, "Yo, it's on BET," you know. So, you know, but you know, doing that and then just writing for some well-known comics, and then they talk to other people, and that door opens up, and then just sitting back, like I said, producing my own radio show, producing different podcasts, and now the latest, the the latest project that I'm working on. Even before I get to that, my wife and I, we own Lee Luxury Properties, which is in Florida, and then we also own Lee's Famous Cheesesteaks and Wings, which is
You
in
better get
Florida, and then we have also owned Just Freaking Burgers, which is in Florida, and then
it.
the newest venture of mine is something I've been holding on for a while, and stalling on it, but is putting a podcast, which is actually called Who Am I? And it's
Mm.
my journey of looking for my biological parents. So, and, you know, it's definitely going to be a lot of emotions wrapped up in that as I go through this journey. But you know, share the audio of opening Pandora's box. You know what I mean?
Wow, D.
Yeah.
And so you know, wow. I was unaware that you.
I was adopted.
I did not know.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people didn't, because it's funny when people go, when they meet my dad and they go, "Oh, you look just like your dad." And him and I look at each other, you know,
Mhm.
and we laugh about it. Or then when my grandfather was alive, who my father's father, George Lee, was Chinese. So when people would see with my grandfather, they just naturally assumed, okay. But yeah, I was adopted. You know, and I've been holding on to this paperwork for years, because I run into certain friends of mine who did decide to pursue their parents earlier, um,
Okay.
and with that, one of them was rejected. You know, and I saw
Well,
the pain that it brought onto them. You know, so it
oh my
held me up
gosh.
from pursuing it, but I got tired of, you know, you go to the doctors for your annual checkup, and you know, you get the same, hey, is there, you know, diabetes running your family, any heart
Right.
disease, any this, any that. Thank God I don't have any of those things, but my answer is I don't know, you
Right.
know,
Right. Right.
because I just don't know, you
How
know.
how do you begin that process?
You know, it's a weird journey. My records were sealed, without giving it all away, but my records were sealed, and then I have a cousin of mine who this is what she does.
Okay.
She
Okay.
just knew she just newsy like that, and
Okay. That's a good
so
listen. If you can monetize that, that's a wonderful
right,
thing. You
you
know?
know. So actually, I gave her a call and said, "Hey, I think it's time," and she's excited about it. And the first thing she said to me is, "How deep are we going? Are we going all the way in?" And I was
Mm,
like, "Let's go all the way in," and we both agreed, you know what, this is something I think, let's share the journey with the world, because I'm sure somebody out there that's in a similar situation, you know. And
right.
I said, let's just go for it. Let's not, nothing's planned. When we start recording, is everything's
It
just
is what it is.
raw to tape. You know, it is exactly what it is.
Well, I
Yeah.
commend you again. I commend you for that because first of all, I cannot imagine that's an emotional journey.
Yeah.
That's such a
Yeah.
that's like none of that is on the surface. That's a strong
Hmm.
emotional journey, and it's a continuous one.
Hmm.
It's not as if, you take the first step and then there's this rush of
Right.
emotion. No, it's like
Right.
you I mean,
Yeah, we strapping up. We getting ready for this.
yeah, you're
It's
about to
it's
peel layers.
Yeah, it's a lot of meditating. It's a lot of coming out here. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You know,
listen,
you
okay,
know,
Where's Sophie? Like
yeah, right. So you know, it's a lot of it. But I think, you know, like my wife said, she said, you know, now's the time. You know, it's
Mm,
let's just go ahead, because that's a possibility. You know, that those being, the woman that gave birth to me may not be on this earth anymore. It's a possibility that she is, and I would love to see, where do my features come from, and that includes my biological father, and I got the the blessings from my dad. I told him, hey man, I'm thinking about going on this journey, and he was like, I'm in total support. So
Oh, see, that's a beautiful thing.
yeah, so
That is
looking
so.
forward to it.
Wow. I mean, that conversation alone, talking with your dad and saying, "Okay, this is what I'm about to do." Did you
Hmm.
all? I mean, I'm sure it had to. A part of that conversation had to have been, when he adopted you, when you were adopted, and how
Yes,
all of
yeah.
that.
It's a story
Mm,
to tell. It's like
yeah.
even the story of how I discovered it, of me being adopted, was weird. It was real weird. So like I said, the we said, hey, you know what? Because of me experiencing some of these things, let's go ahead and put it out there,
Yeah.
and maybe it'll help somebody else that's going through the similar
So, yeah.
struggle.
I say that all the time, D. I say, well, especially and particularly when we're having conversations in this space, I tell all of our family members, I am an advocate of communication because I believe
Hmm.
something from
Hmm.
everybody's story could be beneficial to another person's story, or could spark a movement along their own, someone else's journey. Like, you just don't know.
Right.
You just don't
Right.
know how influential something you say is to another person.
Hmm.
I want to take a moment to go to our socials right now. Family, I don't forget that you're there. We get so wrapped up. Well, I get wrapped up in the conversation with our guests, but I do know you're there. And I want you to know that I know you're there. Now, Miss Rowena, I was asking you what you did for your birthday. And thank you, because Miss Rowena shared with us that her birthday was on the 15th of May. She
Happy
writes,
belated birthday.
you see that? All this love, Miss Rowena. She writes that she's not an outgoing person. And she also needs hip surgery, so she's kind of
Hmm.
staying on the low. But her daughter did take her out, so she had an awesome, beautiful day just being out, and that's what she wanted. She went to the casino. Miss Rowena, did you win? I mean, big bucks, no whammies. I want to know it all. Okay, I want to know it all. She said she got gift cards and money, so she's just grateful and thankful. And let me tell you how I love that. You have a special daughter too. I know you know it, but I love that, because that's what I would have done for my mommy if that's what she wanted to do. Mr. Harry, how are you? He writes, hey, family. So happy that you two are joining us. Joseph, you know that I have not forgotten you. Joseph is in Florida. He's in Boca. He writes,
I know where
hello.
Boca is. Yeah.
He writes, Carol, I used to sing with your cousin. Well, see, look at that. See that? She sends her regards. Please send my love right back to her as I'm sharing it with all of you. And I'm not forgetting to come to sing for you in Boca. You know I'm coming. You know I am. Family members, we know that you're out there. If you want to join the conversation, you can do so by sending us a message on our socials on Facebook, or you can call us. You can do that by dialing 215-634-8065, or you can call us toll free at 1-866-361-0900. We're talking with DEE LEE. We're talking about love. We're talking about life. We're talking about everything under the umbrellas of both of those things. And he's sharing with us, what's been going on with him and what's to come, quite honestly, because he's got some things in the works. Now, you kind of breezed by the businesses that you and the missus
Hmm.
have down there in Florida. Okay.
Hmm.
So you were talking about the properties. Are they rental properties? Are they vacation properties? Or like, what are the
No,
properties that?
what we did is, coming to Florida, it was like, wow. It was, at that time there was a lot of building going on, and
Okay.
we said, hey, let's get down here. My wife just loves real estate. She
Okay.
loves real estate, so it was like, all right, cool. Once she passed the to get her real estate license, she
Mhm.
just started being an agent and looking at different properties and being amazed by it. Then we started buying and selling, and now even branching out, um, to our next goal is to just buy a lot of land,
Mhm.
LOT, lot of land, and um, storage. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of boats. It's a lot of boats in Florida.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
there sure are.
It's a lot of landscapers. It's a lot of people that need a place to put their big toys.
Right.
So being able to as we get older, your physical. I try to stay as active as possible, but your physical, you may not go day to day. So I want to be able to create something that when I wake up between the first and the fifth, they just automatically swipe your card because of the service that we provide. So that's what we've been creating, and one of my goals, as my wife and I have been talking about a lot, is to actually purchase a 4+ unit and create housing for those who basically can't afford to put 3-4 months rent down on a place to stay, but creating this, it's almost like an extended stay, but we want to, and our blueprint is to offer the internet, to offer, cable TV and things like that. So your children can use to actually, do their homework and things like that. Cause you can get an extended stay in some of these places and you got to pay. A lot of kids are doing their homework on the phone or, a hotspot on the phone. So it's like, and we provide free internet and things like that come with this. And we're able to give them to families that just haven't had the means at this time to save up 3-4 months rent to put down as a deposit. It makes us feel good. Of course, with every business you're looking at a profit, but we're not greedy. We just want to be able to be blessed and at the same time bless others,
Right.
and enjoy what we're doing. That's the main thing. Enjoy what we're doing.
I believe that's what it should be. That's what it should be. That's what it's all about. This thing called life. Family, we're going to take a short break at this time, but listen, stay with us because we've got some more. We'll be right back.
Let's face it, life looks a little different. During these times, we're doing our best to keep our minds and bodies strong. And getting a flu shot helps us stay healthy, so we don't miss out on what matters. Like having game night at home. Yeah, can't do that while sick with the flu. Now imagine family movie night that your daughter can't live without. Well, that's ruined. And don't forget your uncle's socially distanced cookout. See, that's why it's important to be at our strongest. Every year, millions of people in the U.S. get the flu. Especially now, no one has time to miss out on moments that matter. So get your flu shot. Find out more at getmyflushot.org. Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
Founders Day is just around the corner, and it's time to nominate a person or a group for the 3rd Annual Community Impact Award. Nominees should be a person or a group in business, health and wellness, creative and performing arts, and community engagement who works tirelessly to strengthen and uplift our community. You can also nominate a WURD host or staff member. The deadline for nominations is June 9th. Please visit our website at wordradio.com. Scroll to the latest news section and click on the post about making a nomination for WURD's Community Impact Award. The finalists will be announced on Friday, June 30th, and the recipients will receive their awards during the Founders Day celebration on August 18th. So, save the date and make a nomination today.
What are you waiting for? If you've been enjoying the information and interviews WURD provides every day or come out to our community events, it might be time to become a member. This year marks the 20th anniversary of WURD, and there's no better time to join the forward movement. Sign up or renew your sustaining membership at just $90 or your digital membership for just $5 a month. Join online at wordradio.com/membership or pick up the phone and give us a call at 215-425-7875. Press 4 for assistance. The time to join is now.
What am I waiting for?
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We are joined by none other than our beloved DEE LEE, who's been telling us about what's been going on in life since I saw him last. I won't say since you saw him last, because I'm sure you've seen him more recently than I. So, DEE. Okay, so we're coming close to the end of the show. Are you still performing? Are you still?
I am.
You
I am. Yeah, believe it is. You know what the blessing is, and I just said this to someone today. Is that shouts out to my agent Merle Scott? Is that I've been blessed to be in a position to pick and choose.
Oh yeah, that's
You
a
know what I
huge
mean?
blessing. Yes, I do.
So it's like, I'll go out and I get a lot of corporate gigs that come across, and a lot of just people bringing me in for larger than life celebrations, and and then I tie that in with, as I've grown with my motivational speaking amongst my stand up, and it's opened up more doors, and I love it, man. Like I said, but just the fact of being blessed to pick and choose, and say, hey, because before it was just running ragged, because you were trying to put it all together, put it all together, put it all together. And now to just say, okay, yeah, we'll go out once a month, we'll go out 2 weekends in a row, so, I look forward to it, I definitely, and helping those that are trying to get in the business and that are already in the business.
And that brings me to this question. What would you say to us? What would you leave with us? What do you say? What would you say to leave with us as we move along our journeys? What would be something inspirational or a suggestion or anything? What would you leave with us?
The same thing I tell my kids every day is follow your passion and let your passion turn into revenue. You'll never work a day in your life.
Well, there's truth in that. There
You
is
know what I
truth in
mean?
that. There is so much truth in that. Lord knows there is. Oh my! And they say, it's interesting because they said it. They say it. We've heard that many times throughout life,
Yeah. And
but
and
not
it's true.
until you're like, you know what? I'm happy. I'm doing what I love to do.
Just, I
Does
mean,
it really resonate?
who wants to be I shouldn't say who wants to be, but there are people out there every day that you and I both know, who family members, friends, that, they're doing something, but they hate doing. Great example, my daughter, our oldest daughter, just turned 30 years old. Uh,
What?
sent her off to Thailand for her birthday. So she called us and said, hey, Dad, she was into law enforcement. She just wanted to follow my father's footsteps. And she called one day and said, Dad, I don't want to do this anymore. And I said, well, what's going on? She was like, I just feel like I don't have a passion for it. And I said, well, look, in that type of job, you got to have a passion for it.
You sure
You,
do.
you can't just be going to work just lollygagging around. And I said, you know what you want to do? And she's always been into physical fitness. And she said, yeah, I want to train people. I want to get people uh, back to feeling better, help rehabilitate people. And, she's very spiritual also. And she said, I said, all right, come with the blueprint. Let me see it, and we'll invest in you. And she said, well, no, I want to, a loan. I want to borrow. And I'm like, no. I said, we're going to become partners in this. So she created Jazz Faith and Fitness. And, it's a slow start, but she's opening up to telling people her journey, in life
Nice.
and things like that, and working out constantly and showing other people how to work out and the benefits of it. And it's basically like I tell them, I say, hey, you know, you have to just be able to, you want to be able to wake up, I feel, and say, bet, I can't wait. I can't wait. Not wake up and go, I got to clock in, and I got to deal with Maria's behind. And oh my gosh. I hope
Not
that, I know one
Maria.
thing. They better not dump that lunch on. I'm taking my lunch when I need to take my lunch. Who wants to deal with that, man?
Yeah.
When you could just create something. All of us have so much creativity, but this generation now is so much microwave versus building it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, look at us, Carol. We went through the Black Lily. We went through the Blue Funk. We went
We
through,
sure did.
street festivals and things like that, where there's only maybe 10 people standing out there looking at us,
We
you
sure
know,
did. We sure
but it,
did.
it was that the growing to where we are today. And these kids want it so fast,
Well,
so fast.
we had a camaraderie too. There
You're
was
right.
yeah, there
You're right.
was I mean, in our fabric there was support. We were each other's support.
Right.
I mean,
You're
none of us
absolutely
had any
right.
more than the other, but we were all there supporting one another. It
Hmm.
was just different than
Yep.
and when I say that too, because you think of those of our family members that started hosting things like I'm saying, none of
Hmm.
us had any more than the other,
Right.
but they would
Right.
host things so that we could all do
Hmm.
what we did,
Yep.
but what it did though was increase the support amongst us all,
Hmm.
and it gave us all an outlet and a place to hone our talents. I don't know, like nowadays I'll be honest with you. I don't really understand. And it might have a great deal to do with the fact that I don't have biological children. I have
Hmm.
babies. I have
Right.
everybody's babies, but I don't have biological children. So
Right.
there are a lot of things that I don't understand about
Hmm.
their movement or their thought process. And when I say their movement, I mean how they move,
Hmm.
and their thought process about how some things take place. But I do recognize there is a responsibility that we missed some
Right.
steps somewhere. There's
Right.
some things that we
Hmm.
missed. We
Look,
missed.
we come from an age of standing at the clothespin, handing out flyers. Come see me. You
Yeah.
know what I
Oh
mean? I'm gonna
yeah.
be at Zanzibar Blue.
Oh
I'm gonna be
yeah.
over here. And
Yeah.
now this group, everything's on social media. Look, I'm funny. Look, I can sing.
Yeah.
Look, I can cook. Look, versus hey, actually,
They don't really
demonstrating
work for
live.
it. Yeah. They don't really work for it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's going like that. Some of them, thank
Yeah.
God, it prolongs, but others it's in and out, and they wonder how come you don't have. Somebody I came home a little while ago, and the guy goes, "Oh man, D Lee," and it's a group of people. He's a younger gentleman. He goes, "Man, such and such," and I forgot the kid's name. And I said, "No, I'm not familiar with him." Oh man, he got 100,000 something followers, and he said, "Man, wait, but you more popular than him. How come you only got whatever I got 15,000 followers, whatever?" And I said, "Oh, okay." And he go, "Man, I don't understand that." I said, "Slow down." I said, "Let me ask you something. Can he get $1? Can he put something out there and get $1 from all his followers?"
Mm-mm.
Oh man, I don't know. I said, "I can." I said, "So he got 100. If he can't get $1, 50 cent from his followers," I said, "I can." I said, "I have true followers, like people who really will lay me out if they don't
Mhm.
agree with me."
Right.
You
And
know what
it's
I
still
mean?
love, but it's still love. It's
We
still
have
love
those
either way.
conversations. So, but this group wants it so that everybody want to be, "Oh, I got to film this, I got to film that." And I'm like, you filming somebody getting beat up versus helping the woman.
Yeah. There's
You know
too
what I'm
much of
saying?
that. No, there is when I tell
All
you
for
that vexes
likes.
my spirit, that vexes my spirit. It
Right.
really, really does. I cannot tell you and have you know that
Mm-hmm.
a lot of things in this world in which we live right now really just hurt me to my core, just so
Mm-hmm.
much. But family, as you know, we're coming to the close of the show. I want to take a moment to
Thank you.
recognize a comment that was made on our socials. Alfredia writes, that's amazing, Dee. She writes, God is using you and your wife. God says, bless others and I will bless you abundantly, and he will equip you with everything you need. And she was
Yes.
absolutely right. I commend you and your wife. Please give my love to the Mrs. and
Yes.
to the babies and to the rest of the fur babies, because Sophie was the only one that came to say hello to me. So,
Yeah. Cash came out here, but Cash is so little. So,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, because y'all know, family, y'all know I love the fur babies. Oh, it's something. My fur child just put her head up as if to say, "Who are you saying hello to?"
See?
They know, they know, they know.
Hmm.
But family, I ask you to support both of our family members that joined us tonight, both Black and Nobel, and both D Lee and D Lee, and the Lees, I should say. Support the Lees if
Appreciate
you
it.
will. Family, you know what we do as we wrap up tonight's episode. I'm extending my gratitude to you as you continue to support Love and Life. Special thanks to our guests, Sage of Black and Nobel and DEE LEE, for sharing their time, their energy, their attention, their knowledge with us. It is so greatly appreciated, Dee. We hope you'll come back. Will you come back?
Of course. I mean, look,
Okay.
you drop of a dime. They say, Carol said, I
You know,
said, tell her, let's go. Tell her, let's
you
go.
did too.
Let's
Oh my
go.
gosh. Let me tell
Tell
you,
her I got her. Don't worry
I
about it.
can't tell you how much I love you for that. I just can't. It would take too long. But just know when I say it right now, I love you.
No problem. No problem. Shouts out to real quick. What is it? I'll be in Philadelphia June 18th at the comedy club, at the Punchline Comedy Club, celebrating my little brother Teray's 30 years in the business. And I told him, he's like, bro, I need you here. I said, I will rearrange everything and be there. So,
Oh my
boom.
Lord.
I'm going to pop in
Okay.
town and say what's up to everybody.
June 18th, family. You hear that? We've got some laughs.
Yes.
Okay. We've got
Yes.
some laughs. So June 18th. Dee, thank
June 18th.
you again. I
Thank
would be
you.
remiss if I did not say congratulations to Sherelle Parker. We want to definitely, let me say okay? I want to say congratulations to Sherelle Parker. Thank you also to the entire WURD family. Special thanks to Miss Kayla J and Niall Jax for everything they do. Family, you know, I tell you this every single episode. We are all in this together. So be good to you, but be good to those around you. Please, please, please have a great night. And be sure to join me Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another edition of Love and Life on WURD. Progressive Black Talk Media. Have a good night, everybody.
Hello?
Man, where are you? I thought you were coming.
I can't. I'm in bed with the flu.